We're going to begin right away with Sandy, JJ, and Breanna. Your first question will come from the third row to your right.
Yeah, Coach, can you just talk about what sort of happened there in terms of especially the Aces guards with Plum and Young and kind of taking off and what you guys would need to do to stop them in subsequent games?
Well, we didn't do a great job of stopping them, obviously, but they're great players and they're getting into the paint. Jackie obviously was making a lot of threes. It was more about our, she had made a few, but it's like the early, matching up a little bit earlier. I think their movement got us out of position a little bit, and our closeout defense. And we talked about one-on-one defense was critical for us, and they got the upper hand in this game. And but it's a game, it's a series. We know we can defend better, and we got to make them a little bit more harder than what they were. I mean, they had too many open layups at the rim.
Next question, second row center.
Hey, Sandy. What did you notice about how Maureen came out in the first half, and what prevented her from continuing to do sort of what we saw in the second half?
Look, Maureen came out and was Maureen. She's had some good games against this team, and she was making shots. What they did in the second half, they dropped her. They took the ball out of her hands, which is probably what I would have done too. I mean, a team is making shots like that and made someone else, and they rotated. Credit to them. Their defense was as good as I've ever seen it, but we've got to play a little bit just better poised and how we can exploit it next time we come around, because they did rotate a lot, and I'm surprised we only had 11 turnovers. It felt like more at some stage.
And Stewie, for you, how do you think you and JJ can continue to help the guards in Game 2, especially after they struggled on both sides in Game 1?
I think especially defensively, making sure that we're behind them and we're able to protect the paint in whatever way we can. And then the same thing, being in the ball screens, making it difficult for the guards, and then just helping them get downhill on offense. They went under a lot on us, and making sure that, we set screens a little bit differently.
We're going to turn to Zoom, and we're going to go to start with Howard and then Fifi. Howard, go ahead.
Appreciate it. Question, Sandy, for you. When you look at what the difference was in rebounding today, what do you account for? Typically, and especially in the wins, you guys have, if not dominated, certainly led on the boards. What was different today in the paint?
I think it's something they spoke about. Even just try and get some offensive boards. They were all there, 4 of them, just competing to get the boards there. I think that was just a focus. We only gave up 4 offensive rebounds. We just couldn't get any second chance points, second opportunities with our boards today. They just built a wall, and they knew that it's something that we've probably done better in our other games, but it was attention to detail.
And then, Jonquel, for you, when it comes to defending Asia Wilson, it seems like the whistle is very quick. And I'm just wondering, are there things that can be done to limit how quickly that whistle gets blown?
Hey, I already got one fine this class. I'm not getting another one. Trying to catch me again. But nah, just being smart out there, getting the feel for the game and understanding how the refs are calling it, and, controlling what I can't control and just playing her physically, but also just being smart.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to next question, also from Zoom, Fifi, and then we'll return to the room.
Hey, everyone, just 2 quick ones. First one's for Sandy. The Las Vegas guards outscored your starting guards 72-28. What are some things that you're looking to do going into Game 2 to make sure that number isn't as lopsided?
Yeah, look, our guards, they just had a little bit of a tough night. That's not going to happen 2 games in a row. We believe in them. They've carried us all season long. We'll still put the ball in their hands, and we want them to be confident and do what they do and, help them. There's other ways. How can we help them get a little bit more open so they can just get comfortable and, making some shots, getting to the rim or in Sabrina's case, just getting more wide open threes there. But they're going to be fine. Like I said, it's a series where they took the first punch, and now we have to respond.
Thank you. Quick one, JJ, for you. It looked like in the first quarter, it looked like you tweaked your ankle a little bit, and you went into the locker room. Just wondering if you got any treatment and how you feeling going into the game too.
No, I just got it taped up, but I'm feeling good. I'm good.
Thank you so much.
All right, next two questions. Return to the room. Last row to your left.
That's me in the back. Two for me. JJ, just what was the key for them slowing you down in the second half?
I don't know. I just felt like they crowded the paint really well. They sat off, kind of made us make that extra pass out, and were willing to just kind of give that up and see how we played it.
And then Sandy, in some ways tonight followed a similar script to the 5 meetings previously in a big second half, proving the difference. I guess, are you surprised that a significant second half run kind of was the difference and, another team in essence didn't respond as much?
It's playoff basketball. That's what I don't get too high, too low. We can obviously learn a lot from this, and we know we can play better. And that's what we have to remember, that, we haven't lost 2 in a row all season long, and we're going to know that we respond in the right way. And I trust these players, and, we're going to keep competing and fighting.
Next row, I'm sorry, second row to your left.
I was just going to sort of ask the same question, but I'm going to have you keep going on that. I mean, what do you do? It's a series. It's a chess match. Yeah. Do you just say, next, we're better than this? Or?
Learn. We learn. I mean, we'll go back. We have to learn at things we can get better at. And we didn't play at our best today. We know that. Okay? And they did. They played really well. They did what they're supposed to do. Now our goal is let's try and steal the next game and then take it back to New York. So in the film, it'll be great. We're just learning and we'll get ready. So.
And also, you want to follow up, Breanna. Can you talk about a little bit how they defended you today, and do you feel like, I think JJ talked about this, but like a little bit of pressure considering their guards and what they can do, that you have to kind of, I guess step up. I mean, not that you're not stepping up, but.
I think that they continue to show a crowd. They do different things based on who's matched up on me, so Asia versus AC and things like that. But know that, wherever I am, whether I have the ball or not, there's going to be people paying attention to me and aware of that and just continuing to play through it. I think that, in the second half, the ball stopped and got stuck a little bit, and that made it easier for them to kind of clog the paint on JJ or myself, and we just need to continue to keep moving and trust what got us here.
One more from the room, and then we'll turn to Zoom for just a couple. Standing to your right.
One question, both for JJ and for Sandy, from a player standpoint, coach, but Jackie Young, there was a point in the third quarter, looked like a complete mismatch, and she makes a play out of it. She's just so diverse. She never seems intimidated, no matter who she's up against. She was up against you, JJ. What makes her difficult to defend from a player standpoint and then to plan defensively as a coach?
I mean, obviously she's scoring on different levels, being able to shoot the three, being able to get downhill. I think on that play with me, I just kind of I fell asleep. I was guarding her for a long time. She gave the ball up, and I jumped into help side, and she just back cut me. So for that one, I just had to kind of stay a little bit more aware. But just a player that just can affect the game in different ways, and she plays aggressively and is able to score on multiple levels.
Yeah, look, Jackie, this is, a young player continuing to work on her game to get better. When she came into this league, she was a right-hand driver, a mid-range shooter. Now she's a really lock-me-down three-point shooter. So it's credit to the work that she puts in to get better, and it makes her a harder guard. We go over too many open looks, but then she's such a strong guard getting into the rim too. And but it's an area where we can hopefully do a little bit better in that next game.
All right, we're going to return to Zoom for 2 questions. We're going to start with Jeff. Jeff, you'll be followed by Brian. Jeff, you're up.
Thank you, Ron. Coach, my question is for you. What did you think of the way the team composed itself once Jonquel had to go to the locker room? And what did Vegas do so differently in the second half that prevented you guys from cutting into their lead?
I think they got a little bit more aggressive. They congested more. They were trapping, they were, just moving around. But they were getting out and running transition. They got a lot of confidence by just getting some easy baskets at the rim. And, we're a little flat-footed. They caught us out a little bit. They moved the ball. They've got a lot of great one-on-one players. But, that's a task where we'll be better. We'll be better next game. JJ, obviously she tweaked her ankle a little bit, but she'll be good to go.
And how do you think the way the team composed itself in that first half once Jonquel had to go to the locker room? Because that could be a distraction, but they seem to compose themselves pretty well.
Yeah, look, we've been through so many different things this year. I mean, that's just a part of the game, isn't it? So she went to the locker room and did what she needed to do, and the others came in and did what they were supposed to. I mean, I thought Marine was great off the bench for us, and KT gave us some solid minutes as well.
Appreciate your time and insight. Sorry, don't go your way today.
All right, last question will go to Brian. Brian, go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Sandy, towards the end of the game, it looked like Courtney started to find her shot a little bit. Going into game 2, how do you think Sloot's sort of aggressiveness will help open things up for the rest of the group?
Yeah, look, she's a veteran. There's some shots that she had, some open shots, she can make them. I just want her to be confident and play her games. And there's certain things that we can do to help her. She's great at getting downhill. They went under a lot of screens, but we got to be better at how we screen to allow a little bit more penetration. But I liked that she stayed with it. She made some shots. There's no hesitation, and she will the next game as well.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Thanks.
Jonquel, Sandy, Breanna, thank you.